All right, this is pre-algebra lesson 5.4. Now, the title of this lesson is multiplying and dividing fractions. So there are 3 simple steps for multiplying fractions. So copy these down in your notes, and then I'll go over them. All right, so it says, first, multiply the numerators, then multiply the denominators, and then simplify. Multiplying fractions is really the easiest thing you can do, even easier than adding and subtracting. If you are multiplying and there is a mixed number, first change the mixed number to an improper fraction. All right, so here are some examples. I'll do this first one. I always like to think, okay, if it's multiplication, I just go straight across. 1 times 3 is 3, 9 times 4 is 36. And then I can simplify by 1/12. If you want to cross reduce, you can do that first. So 3 goes into 3 once and 3 goes into 9 3 times, and then you can multiply. That's completely fine also. You just have to get to this end result of 1/12. So try these next 3 and notice that there is a variable thrown in there. When there's a variable thrown in, you just multiply it as normal and keep it with the number. All right, so try these and then we'll come back and go over them. All right, so y times 8 is 8y. 4 times 11 is 44. Now, if you're looking at just the numbers, the 8y and the 44, I could have cross-reduced first, and 4 goes into 4 once and 4 goes into 8 twice. Or I can cut this in half and get 4y over 22, and then cut that in half to get 2y over 11. Both answers are completely correct. You can break things in half as long as you still have your 2y and your 11. All right, next one. I'm going to cross reduce these 5s because 5 goes into 5 once, so then I have 4/6, which is 2/3. And then lastly, I am going to cross reduce 3y over y. So now let's do this. So if I did 5 times 3y, I would get 15w divided by 17w. Now, since I have w on the top and w on the bottom, I can't cross those off. So I can cross off, because it's like if I did this, pretend this, 5 times 2 and 17 times 2. Okay? Now, do that problem. I get 30 over 34. Now simplify, cut it in half, and I get 15 over 17. Multiplying it by 2 really does nothing to the problem. So it's the same thing with the w on the top and the w on the bottom. I know some people think, oh my gosh, I can't cross it off because the number's there. But you can, because it's the same thing on top and bottom, and it's just multiplication. So you're just simplifying your fraction. So you get 15 over 17. All right, so example number 2. First, you have to make it into an improper fraction. So 5 1/2 times 3 3/4. So I'm going to make this into an improper fraction. I'm going to do 5 times 2 is 10, plus 1 is 11 over 2, times 3 times 4 is 12, plus 3 is 15 over 4. Now, I'm going to just multiply straight across. 11 times 15, I don't know off the top of my head, so I'm going to do some quick math over here on the side. And I get 165 over 2 times 4 is 8. So now, don't always assume that you can't simplify. I always like to double check, just in case. So 8 goes into 16 twice, but then 8 can't go into 5, so it doesn't work. So 165 over 8 is your final answer. Now, you can leave it like that. I'll give you credit for that. Or you can change it into a mixed number, but it doesn't have to be. In specific instances it does, but not for everything, only if it says. So when dividing fractions, follow these steps. So copy these down in your notes. There's 4 steps for division. And copy this down. Same, change, flip. So what this means is if I have 1/8 divided by 5/8, I keep this, the first fraction I keep the same, so that's 1/8. I change the sign to multiplication and I flip the second fraction. So really division is just as easy as multiplication. So these 8s cancel out and I'm left with 1/5. So here are some examples. Try these and then we will go over them. Okay, so now I have 5/9. Same. I'm going to change my sign and then I'm going to flip the second one. Same, change, flip. These can both be divided by 3. This becomes a 2 and this becomes a 3. 5 times 2 is 10. 3 times 1 is 3. So you get 10/3. Next one, same, 27/8x. Change the sign, flip the second one, 4x/9. Now, I'm going to cross reduce. 27 divided by 9 is 3, and then 9 divided by 9 is 1. 4x goes into 8x twice, so it goes in once. So 3 times 1 is 3, and 2 times 1 is 2. So you get 3/2 as a final answer. Now for this one, I need to change these into improper fractions. So 4½ divided by -3 3/8. So 4½ is 2 times 4 is 8, plus 1 is 9/2, divided by 8 times 3 is 24, plus 3 is 27/8, and that's negative. So same, 9/2 is the same. Change the sign from multiplication, division to multiplication, and then flip. So -8/27. I like to keep my negative sign on the top. It doesn't matter if you put it with the 27, you just can only have one, remember. So now I'm going to cross reduce. So 9 goes into 9 once, and 9 goes into 27 3 times. 2 goes into 2 once, and 2 goes into 8 4 times. 1 times -4 is -4, and 1 times 3 is 3. So I have -4/3. This is probably the trickiest problem that you'll come across. All right, so try these. Find each quotient and simplify if possible. So remember, a quotient is a division problem. So push pause, try these, and then we'll correct. Okay, so same, -1/4. Change the sign and flip. I say it every time. It's kind of annoying, but then it just helps me remember, so I remember all my steps. So 2 goes into 4 twice, and 2 goes into 2 once. So -1 times 1 is -1, and 2 times 1 is 2. So I get -1/2. So same is 5a/8. Change and flip. So anything I can reduce? No. So 5a times 3 is 15a, and 8 times 2 is 16. So 15a/16. And then lastly, same, 3b/7. Change the sign from division to multiplication and flip the last one. So this one's nice because I have a 7 and 7 that can both cancel out. So I get 3b/6, and then I can do my numbers. 3 goes into 3 once, and 3 goes into 6 twice. So I get 1b/3. So that is it for your notes.